okay, lady?
Oh, no, I was just...
Oh, you're just stretching? Come on, what's your question? What can I do for you before you leave? How can I help you about this thing?
You already have.
Hmm?
You already have.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
You already have.
I already have.
Yes.
Okay, but this is dessert. I'm offering you dessert. What do you, come on, come on, come on. You came all the way here for something. She said, huh? Pratica, you have your,
No,
you're just waving
I
around?
think we could probably keep this for the next session so people can ask you personally. But I was just going to share an experience I had where I found profound improvement in my cognitive capacity by using it. But I can share that later.
Okay. I'm sure everyone will be interested in that. Okay. I'm happy if you're happy.
What about focus and concentration?
What?
What about focus and
I'm
concentration?
joking. What about focus and
Okay,
concentration?
I'm a little sleepy, a little jet lagged.
Yeah, I know, I'm sleepy.
So, you know, when you're
Yes.
learning,
Yeah.
and typically they say, oh, study for an hour and then take a break.
Got it.
But sometimes, as you do that on a regular basis, you can stretch it to
Sure.
hour and a half, 2
Right.
hours
I know.
before you become mentally fatigued.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if this increases the energy level of your brain.
That's the brain. The brain food. Let's not use words too
Okay.
generally.
Okay.
The ATP
Yes.
is increased in the brain based on the utilization of the nasal light. That's for sure. So you got more gas in the tank. You can drive further before you have to go to the toilet, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm
So
asking.
yeah, underneath it is an energy issue. Is an energy issue. And you know what that feels like. You know what it's like when you're gassed out. And if you do, this is one of the ironies is that doing activity will increase your energy capacity. Because you think, well, if I do activity, you know, I run out of gas. No, you'll actually get a bigger fuel tank. So use it. You know, use it or lose it. And if you want help, do the brain food. Go in the brain gym. Practice your core. You know, the signals actually do this. They will increase the ability of your brain to do things, to coordinate. Because there's so many things going on. If you can't coordinate them, you're screwed. You can't do it. So, and also flexibility, different signal patterns. You'll get that. You'll get better if you use the flexibility exercises. Endurance, you can increase and maintain and sustain the rate of signaling. You see some people like go to a movie and, you know, geez. And the last thing is strength, signal intensity. If you know anything about Hans Challier and his whole stress-distress theory, the being able to experience sustained intensity in signaling is one of the key elements of neuroadaptive regulation. Yes, sir.
Is it beneficial to use the intranasal light by itself without the Neuro Light?
The question is it beneficial to use the nasal light, the brain food, without the other aspects of the Neuro Light? Absolutely, positively, yes. If you do anything good for yourself, use the nasal light, whether you get the Neuro Light or not.
Is there a period of time that's better, like a certain set minimum amount of time?
Well, it depends on a person's vitality. You know, go back again to the exercise analogy. Or eating food. Some people can eat a huge meal and they're fine. Some people can only eat a small amount because their digestion is weak. So the classic clinical use is an hour a day separated into 2 or 3 segments. The most simple is a half hour. I like doing a half an hour at bedtime because, hey, I'm laying in bed anyway. Stick it in there and I think, well, I don't know, and then beep, and well, what's that? And I realized I was actually dozing off at the half-hour time when it goes beep. And please, low to medium setting, high should be banned internationally. I don't know. There's no reason for it. It's just going to, potentially for more than 50% of the people, regular use, especially for half an hour at a time, will irritate the nasal mucosa. Because it's, you know, it's energy, it's light, it's biophysical, it's not like an idea. You really are stimulating the blood through the mucosa. So to me, low, I use medium all the time. You know, I'm not young, I'm not too old, it works fine. But if I notice that if I'm like traveling a lot or something, even at a medium setting, I can feel a little like, what's that feeling? And if I put it on low, then it's like, oh, that's better. So low, medium, try to achieve the most while doing the least.
Can you use it in your ears? I've seen some cold blades.
Sure, you can use it just about anywhere. No, it's just, that's your mind, not mine. So, yes, because the idea that, okay, quickly, long wavelengths will penetrate through soft tissue and even through hard tissue like bone. The simple example is, if this is an old-fashioned flashlight, just a dumb tungsten bulb, nothing fancy, go in a dark room, put it in the palm of your hand, turn it on, what do you see? You see red, orange, yellow. You don't see blue and green. The long wavelengths penetrate through tissue. The short don't. It'll just reflect right off. So why you see the colors, because it's going through about 2 inches of soft tissue. Go into a dark room at night and do it and you'll be surprised. So something like the nasal light, the one we use is 640 nanometers. That's not near infrared like 810 or 840 or 940, but it is in a wavelength range that does have reasonable tissue penetration. So sticking it in your ear, the concept is that enough photons will actually reach lower brain areas to stimulate the brain by delivering photonic energy to the neurons. I suspect that the amount may be subclinical, meaning enough, some is getting there, but it's like if you're thirsty and I give you a capful, you know, the water is correct, but the amount is inadequate. So maybe you get some photonic stimulation, but it may be, you know, sub-biological. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be helpful, but I don't know that it'll create that much benefit. But yeah, stick it in the ears. Just don't put it in your eye. Yes, sir.
I use nasal light or acupuncture, it seems.
Yeah, sure, of course. I mean, laser acupuncture is well known and old. You don't need high power. I think it's a 5 milliwatt that is in the nasal light. There happen to be 2, so you let them converge, you're getting about 10 milliwatts. You know, it just takes patience to hold it at the point. Because again, it's a threshold. As soon as there's activation, then you're biologically hot. Until you get to threshold, nothing much is happening. Okay, thank you for your time. Keep in touch. And Mark's got to go click.